Leader, third party.
Honourable Speaker, last week's explosive investigative report on CTV's W5 alleged that the BC Lottery Corporation displayed willful blindness to money laundering in BC casinos. Since the early 2000s, multiple whistleblowing attempts were allegedly ignored. From 2008 up until last year, these warnings were coming with increasing frequency, yet they were still ignored. But it goes deeper than that. Those who tried to expose the racket were penalized. Does this sound familiar? The reports issued on the escalating crisis by the previous executive director of the BC Gaming Policy Enforcement Branch were shelved, and at times senior staff were even told that they should not talk about money laundering. It's astounding. After continually warning of a massive escalation of suspected dirty money infiltrating casinos, the top gaming investigators in BC lost their jobs. My question, Honourable Speaker, through you, is to the Attorney General. What action is this government taking to clean up this alleged culture of corruption?
Attorney General.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. And I thank the member for the question. You know, one of the first things that we did on forming government was actually let British Columbians know about what was happening in our casinos, that our regulator believed that our casinos were the hub of an international, large-scale money laundering ring. British Columbians did not know that. The reason, the member mentioned the Vancouver model in his 2-minute statement. The reason British Columbians know about that now is because Peter German talked with the university professor who was teaching anti-money laundering professionals about the Vancouver model of money laundering at the same time as officials here were saying there was no issue with money laundering in our casinos. Can you imagine that? So the action we've taken, first of all, to let British Columbians know about what was going on. Second, to tell the casinos, even though we knew there was a potential $30 million hit to the budget, even though we knew that, stop accepting the cash. It cut suspicious cash transactions by 100 times from the peak of July in 2015. And I can also tell the member we have the regulator in the casinos at peak hours now. Previously, they were only there Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I don't know if the members ever found himself in a casino, Honourable Speaker, but it probably wasn't Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Now the regulator is there when people are actually in the casino, which seems like a good idea to us. BC Lottery Corporation, under the supervision of the regulator, the member was here in the House, we passed the legislation to make that 40+ recommendations from Peter German, all underway. I thank the member for the question very much. We're taking a lot of action on this file.
Leader, third party on a supplemental.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. There's little doubt that this problem occurred under the watch of the previous government. However, it is now this government that's in power, and it's this government's responsibility to actually get to the bottom of this. As the province reporter Mike Smith pointed out, the NDP loves talking and talking about money laundering. According to other whistleblowers in the industry, there was not only a culture of willful blindness, but some executives were actively justifying the money laundering. Some said it would occur anyways, and therefore at least the government casinos could be used to recycle the dirty money into productive uses. The seemingly pervasive theme across casino executives and within the BCLC was that the money should not be questioned. According to whistleblowers, Honourable Speaker, at the centre of this, their behaviour was not unwitting, it was deliberate. A former senior director of investigation for BC's Gaming Policy Enforcement Branch has even said that the BCLC could have stopped this at any point. They did not. My question, again through you, Honourable Speaker, is to the Attorney General. Those responsible in his ministry must be held accountable. What is his ministry doing to ensure British Columbians are getting the answers they deserve today, not sometime in the future, but now? Thank you.
Attorney General.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. You know, it's a bit ironic to be given information that was in the Peter German report as evidence of the fact that the government hasn't been taking action to get the information out. The reason why CTV and others knew about Joe Schalk and others who were fired when they tried to ring the alarm bells was because that was in Peter German's report. I've actually written to them to congratulate them and thank them for their work in defending British Columbia's interests. We're getting the information out to British Columbia. We're trying to stop the activity that's taking place. Now, I've heard the members on the other side and the official opposition say, oh, we had lots going on. We were trying to stop money laundering. We asked them, okay, well, give us the cabinet documents. Give us access to cabinet documents. We'll keep that confidential. We won't release that information. And we'll use that to inform our anti-money laundering response so we don't repeat the work. Did they give us the documents? No, they did not, Honourable Speaker. I can tell the member that it was just about 8 weeks ago that the Silver International federal prosecution fell apart. We expected that British Columbians would hear a lot of information on that prosecution. We're incredibly concerned when it fell apart. I presented to a federal finance committee on this issue. We now have a federal minister tasked directly to work with BC on this issue. The federal government's committed to work with us. We have a civil forfeiture action underway that I can't talk about. It's currently in front of the courts. The Ministry of Attorney General lawyers resisted an application to give the money back to the alleged money launderers in the Silver International case. This case is ongoing. The Independent Prosecution Service provincially is looking at the federal materials to see if there are provincial charges that are appropriate. I could go on and on and on, Honourable Speaker, and I would love to.